Hey, good morning, guys. My name is Richard Mugica, and I am the founder of the Onward Men Podcast, a podcast built specifically for high-performance men that want to grow in income and impact and dominate your purpose. And today, gentlemen, I am talking about something in your marriage that you need to eliminate if you want to have a great relationship. And if this is in your marriage right now, then you are decreasing your chances of ever really truly having the marriage that you want. And with that being said, gentlemen, I am all about the 5 M's of manhood, which are money, mission, mindset, muscles, and of course, marriage. And I believe, guys, that you need all 5 to be a high performance man on this planet. And with that being said, going back to today's topic, guys, Marriage Wednesday, getting your marriage right, because I believe if you are a man, then you are the leader of your marriage. You are the leader of your home. And some men, we don't like to accept that responsibility because it's scary, because we think maybe we don't have the tools necessary to do it, or maybe we've been conditioned and programmed because we saw how our parents' marriage was and we don't want to model that, and we get so flustered and frustrated with this whole process. But gentlemen, I want to let you know that you are a leader. If you're a man, you are a leader, so you got to accept that role and that responsibility. And today, guys, this might be killing your marriage. And that thing is assuming, right? Stop assuming in your marriage. And my mentor told me, he said, hey, Rich, you show me a man who assumes, and I will show you a man who is constantly disappointed with life. Because assumption, guys, are deadly. They're poisonous. And so often we make the most negative assumptions about our spouse, about our marriage, about our relationships, and it is killing you because you got all these stories running through your head. So stop assuming, right? What do you assume about your marriage? What do you assume about your wife? So often I find myself, when my wife does X, I assume Y. You know, my wife didn't make me a lunch this morning. Oh man, maybe she just doesn't, like how I'm doing things. Maybe she's not really happy with how I'm providing with the family. Or maybe, I start assuming all these crazy things. And then what does that do? Puts me in a negative state. When I'm in a negative state, I have a negative day. When I have a negative day, I'm more frustrated with my wife. I'm more frustrated with my kids. And it causes these negative spirals in your marriage. So the best thing you can do today, gentlemen, is stop any and all of your assumptions and start communicating clearly and effectively in your marriage. And what do I mean by that? Well, instead of assuming your wife did Y because of X, and you're making that assumption, which is generally negative, why don't you ask? Why don't you bring it to her attention and say, hey, babe, I just want to let you know, I noticed you didn't do this today. I'm just curious why you didn't do that. And generally, when that happens, almost every single time, it's not why you thought. It's not the assumption you made up in your mind, right? And guys, I'm telling you, if you eliminate assumptions, and I want you to get with your wife today. I want you to sit your wife down. I want you to sit your spouse down. I want you to sit your significant other down and say, hey, moving forward, you and I are going to stop making assumptions in our marriage. And if you are going to make an assumption, always make it a positive one, guys, because you're going to drive yourself crazy if it's a negative one. You got to realize that, hey, you married this person because you believe their intentions are pure. And if they're not doing something, then don't make it because of a negative intention. Don't make it because they're trying to sabotage you. Don't make it because they're trying to bring you down, or they're trying to punish you somehow. Okay, guys, I see this far too often in marriages, in relationships, and it's destroying your chances of ever really flourishing. Instead of making assumptions, which lead to disappointment, which lead to negativity, start communicating effectively in your marriage. And I promise you, as you do this, as you bring this to your wife's attention today, and you guys make a commitment to this, you're going to notice your life starts flourishing. You're going to start moving together as a unified unit towards one common goal and purpose. You're going to start having more fulfillment and joy in your marriage. And it all starts with not making assumptions. All right, gentlemen, that's all I have for today. I know it's a short podcast, but I promise you, this is killing so many relationships, and I am guilty of this every single day. I want to make an assumption on why my wife did this, why my wife said that, why my wife isn't doing this, why my wife's that. And I do it with my kids. I do it at work. I do it with other relationships. And I have learned through a repeated constant pattern to stop making any and all assumptions and communicate my feelings and my thoughts clearly, because it's never what I thought it to be. All right, gentlemen, this will decrease your disappointment in all areas of life. So dominate today, guys. Don't make assumptions in your marriage. Continue to pursue life with passion. Realize that you have a great purpose, and never back down from the enemy. Always move forward. And of course, if this podcast helps you in any way, gentlemen, make sure to share it. Make sure to let other men know that Onward Men is coming to them, and we're going to dominate life. We're going to change the world one man at a time. That's my mission, and that's my vision. And I hope you dominate. We'll see you tomorrow for Mission Thursday. Peace.